Hey guys. Sorry, I'm feeling a little bit saddy today because there's just so much negativity in the world. And have you ever thought about what the world would be like if there wasn't so much negativity? It would be a lot better of a place out here, I can assure that. But unfortunately for most of us, it's human nature to put so much emphasis on the bad. I know that I am certainly like that, and like all bad habits, a big effort is needed to break them. So today I wanted to break this pessimism by taking the animes that are most negatively rated by others and finding the good in them, only talking positively about them. There has to be some rules in place for this video though, otherwise this will be too easy and this will just be filled with a bunch of backhanded compliments. I won't be including what I call sighs of relief, which are basically, oh, I'm glad that they did or didn't do X because I expected them to do X. It's the cliche to do X. Praising something for what it didn't do isn't real praise. I also won't be praising anything for what they unintentionally did, like accidentally being funny or cute. Like this giant monster right here is actually meant to be scary, at least the people here were looking at it all scared anyway. Even the dialogue stopped so we could truly bask in how terrifying this thing is. But to me, it just looks dopey and adorable. Like, I'd gladly win a plushie of this thing in a claw machine and cuddle it at night, but that's not a positive thing on the show's end because it's meant to be menacing. It doesn't even do anything though. It just floats in the same spot. I don't think it's a threat for real. I think it's just lost. Help the damn thing for fuck's sake, don't kill it! Now with that out of the way, let the love and happiness begin. Give this video a thumbs up, use your thumbs to leave a comment down below, and use your thumbs to subscribe. Honestly, the positivity won't be that hard at the start because not all of these animes were that bad in my opinion, and we are going to start with them. We are gonna start off with the best anime I saw out of everything here, to the point where I actually had a rather good time watching this. I'm not kidding. Ladyspo is about girls who play team sports in space. And right off the bat, I like this premise. It's simple to understand quickly, but creative enough to have the potential to be fun. And I like the shout that they do right before a game begins. Ladyspo! And look at these character designs. They're really cute, right? They were stylish, unique, and creative without being too over the top and busy. And I would totally wear the shit out of this redhead girl's outfit. Not only did I like their designs, but I also like the moral of pertaining good sportsmanship that this show promotes. The girls never get toxic or trash talk each other whenever they win or lose. What mattered to them was having fun. They would always keep their heads up, and it's a really good lesson for anyone, really. And some of the characters themselves had likable personalities too. One of them is this girl named Marie, who was set up to be an annoying villain at first. She had this princessy, rich girl personality that you often see in anime, but it turned out that she wasn't actually enemies with the girls. More like she had a friendly rivalry with them, and she even joins their team eventually. And what I said about the sportsmanship mostly pertained to her, but my favorite was Corpy. Not only did she have the best design in my opinion, but she also had the most interesting personality and the most character development. It also helps that I am generally a fan of these emotionless, no-nonsense characters who have depth underneath them. She started off as a teammate in the main three, but it turned out that she originally joined them because she wanted to learn how to beat them, since she's a perfectionist who couldn't get over them besting her in the past. But then she died in a mecha fighting accident, which, now that I'm thinking about it, is not even a fucking sport, so why the hell is it even in here? Then she got revived by this guy who has this really cool and unique design. His face is blocked out in a very creative way that I have never seen before. Then she switched up and joined another team to try and beat the main team. Okay, you know what? I know that this video is supposed to be all about love and happiness, but I know y'all want me to address the elephant in the room because who wouldn't ask? Yes. The entire anime is a bunch of still images. There's no animation. Dead ass. Oh no, I'm sorry. There is animation. Silly me. Their mouths move during the face cams that are required to give the audience an idea of who is talking. But that is the only animation here. Even the ending is lazy because It's just the extended version of the fucking poster. And you know, I might have enjoyed my time watching this, but it does deserve its 3 out of 10 score on Mal. Trust me, I am saying this out of love because this did have potential. This is an anime after all. You know, derived from the word animation, which means images that move. But as it is, it looks like a Google photo slideshow, even though the intro to every single episode says that this is an illustrated, animated movie. What's even the point of lying like that? But you know what is even more ironic? The name of the studio itself, which has the word animation plastered in it. And this was the only anime that came out 8 years ago, so it's safe to say that they aren't around anymore. Well, when your name is a lie, it's really no wonder. And I know that I'm talking shit when I said I wouldn't, but popping this massive zit is too tempting to resist. I don't pop zits in real life, and I don't condone it. I'm just saying a figure of expression. It's too tempting to resist, especially since this is a sports show. And you know what people do in sports? They move! In fact, movement in sports is so expected that people don't even think about it being a requirement. I've never thought about it until watching this anime. Even in esports, people move! They move their wrists, their fingers, their eyes, they scratch their balls. I honestly would love to see this whole anime redone with movement next time, because if there was movement, the characters wouldn't need to narrate what's going on because we would be able to see what's going on. Yes, I wish I could see them. Well, I've never seen it too. And this also needs to be given at least 12 episodes with 23 minutes each. I'm sorry, but a cool premise like this needs episodes that are longer than 3 minutes. And you know what? Fuck it. While I'm all critical, I have to ask a really pressing question. Why the fuck are there so many shots of them on the toilet? Is this meant to be a fetish thing? Because let me tell all of the men of the world something. As a girl, I can confirm that our shit and piss stinks just like yours! Pupa, or Pupa, I don't really know how to say this, but I know how infamous this anime is amongst the community. People congregate together to take big fat elephant poopas on this, and I was one of those people. When I first watched this, I literally said that it was one of the worst things I have ever seen in my life. But that was several years ago, back when I knew the password to my anime list account. That's how long ago it was. But now, my opinion on Pupa will be the most controversial in this entire video, because after rewatching it, I actually didn't think this was that bad. I know, boo boo boo, right? And maybe y'all are correct. Maybe during these past couple of years I have lost my mind, but hear me out, please. My absolute favorite thing about Pupa, and what gravitated me towards it in the first place besides its infamy, was its premise. Basically, it's about self-sacrificing for someone you unconditionally love, no matter how brutal and painful the sacrifice may be. The brother is partially infected with a virus called Pupa, which makes him regenerate almost instantly from any injuries. Meanwhile, the sister is fully infected with the virus, which causes her to have an uncontrollable, insatiable hunger for human flesh. And if left unchecked, she turns into a grotesque monster that rampages and kills everybody. So in order for that to not happen, the brother willingly gets eaten alive by his sister whenever she gets those cravings. A really compelling tragedy could come out of a premise like this, and it did seem like a story was trying to get out, but each episode was only 4 minutes. In fact, I was so intrigued by this premise that I am currently reading the manga, and yeah, it is better than the anime, mainly because they expand on things that needed to get expanded upon, because, you know, the manga seems like it's taking its time and not squashed into 4-minute episodes. On top of that, what didn't need a lot of focus barely gets any too. Like, the bedroom cannibalism shit was only 1 page in the manga, while in the anime, it was an entire episode. And look, I'm fine with an entire episode dedicated to the sister eating the brother, the worst episodes out there in the world. But come on, did there really have to be incest undertones? Not just within the episode, but scattered throughout the anime and the manga too. Anyway, another positive about Pupa was the aesthetic of the show, especially with its opening. The artworks are beautifully, colorfully crafted watercolor paintings. I also like the watercolor background art because it felt like it symbolized the siblings' hopeful nature. Because it looked all dreamlike, which tied to what they would say, that they wanted this all to be a dream. Now, was this done intentionally? I don't know. The voice acting was also really good, especially during the moments when the characters were in pain, both mentally and physically.
What the fuck?
It makes me wonder if the voice actors have experienced their siblings dying and looking at their fresh corpses, or cannibalism, or getting their eyeballs poked out, or live dissections, or hearing your sibling getting dissected alive.
What you watching, bro?
Yeah, it's horrific, but it's accurate, I think. If you don't know what the lowest rated anime of all time is, this is it. Tenkuu Danzato Skelter+Heaven. And yeah. I'm going to be completely honest. This video won't be easy for me anymore, because with this and the rest to follow, it was really hard for me to find any positives, but I managed. Anyone here really like the sound of heels? Like, do you guys think it's really satisfying? Well, the footsteps in Skelter+Heaven were satisfying. It sounded like they were wearing heels even though none of them were. That's why I was upset when they got into the mechs. Because after that, I never heard those footsteps ever again. You know what's funny though? The mechs were the only things that wore heels in this. Even the guy who was the main character sounded like he was rocking heels. At least, I think he was the main character. Speaking of which, I liked how much of a hard ass he was. He was a no-nonsense commander. Or general, or corporal, I don't fucking know. Funagai have arrived. If you don't get over yourself, girls were dying and they were crying and he was like, shut up and fight! But was he a good character? Absolutely the fuck not. I just liked that he wasn't a pussy. Mars of Destruction was made by the same mad scientists behind Skelter+Heaven. So that's nice. This is rated higher than that, but I honestly think that this is the weaker one. But don't worry, I managed to find a positive in this. I liked the detail where the main character's voice was muffled inside the suit. Even in good shows, they don't do that and just make the characters sound regular. Although, yet again, with the advanced technology they have in this anime, you'd think that they would have made it so that they could talk clearly in the suit. Because it does make his voice pretty quiet, and that's a big deal when you're on a battlefield and have to communicate with others. You're saying y'all don't have walkie-talkies or earpieces. Nothing. But I do appreciate the attention to detail, and I should stop using the side of my brain that criticizes things already because this video is all about hugs and kisses. And that was it. The muffled voice. That's all the love and happiness I can give this scientific experiment. Now, in the past, I have said that this is the worst anime ever. And after everything I have watched, you're damn right it still is. I mean, look at the fucking thing. But no, only positivity, okay? Ah! Oh, no, don't fold. Keep trying to think those happy, loving thoughts. What is at least one good thing about the Abunai sisters? You know what? Fuck the premise of this video. This anime is an asshole, and I can't hold myself back anymore. I am pissed that I had to bring this anime up again, and I cannot for the life of me find anything positive about it. It's all dookie, and I know that the creators agree with me because this anime just oozes aggravation. That's the best word I can use to describe the behind-the-scenes vibe this anime radiates. I know that they were pissed when they had to make this, and it shows. This anime might as well have been a window inside production IG during that time. At least with the other animes where there were nothing to genuinely like about them, I found little scabs I could pick at. But with this, I have nothing Nothing! And that is why I am standing by my opinion that this is the worst anime ever. I can't even say that I liked the look of their eyebrows or something. Wait, what the fuck is that? I have never noticed that before. You know what? I'm done. I feel like I'm getting punished for looking at this. I'm finished. These suhos have sucked me dry. No pause, because they're kind of fine. Hey, I guess I did find a positive in this. Nah, I'm just kidding. You thought.